Do you feel like you've hit a skill cap in Fortnite? You haven't been improving at all recently? Well, this video is all about trying to get you out of that slump and to the next level. I'll be talking about when this happened to me and giving you all the advice I can. Before we hop into it though, please consider using code JivanTV in the Fortnite item shop, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code because it helps us out a ton. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So first thing I want to say about improvement is it happens over a long period of time. A lot of times if you focus too much on how much you've been improving, say over the past week, you're not going to see anything because it's slow. Like if you watch a plant grow, you're not going to see nothing. If you want to see where your improvement is, look back at gameplay from a long time ago, look at where you are today and compare, and you'll see improvements. But maybe you're not seeing as much improvement as you want to see, and if that's the case, well, I'm gonna list just a bunch of ways that you can improve in the rest of this video. First thing is finding your weaknesses. If you can't find your weaknesses, then you're not going to be able to identify what's holding you back, and that's a big problem. Each day when you're warming up, you should be warming up the thing that you struggle with the most, the thing that's most inconsistent with your gameplay. And this is going to change over time, and as it changes, you want to change your warm-up routine. So recently, I've mainly been warming up my aim at the start of each day, but also I just started adding piece control to my warm-up routine as well, simply because I noticed my piece control was starting to get a little bit inconsistent, falling a little bit behind meta, and so I just added that to my warm-up routine, and I've already seen improvements. So finding your weaknesses, what's holding you back, is the most important thing for improvement. Once you find it, just grind it in your warm-up. You don't want to center your whole day around it because then you're probably going to get burnt out and bored. But just adding it to like a 20-30 minute warm-up at the start of the day, that can be the most crucial time for your improvement. Anything that you're struggling with, just search it on YouTube. Like if you're struggling with crosshair placement, I got mad tutorials on that. If you're struggling with building, editing speed, whatever it is, if you just search it on YouTube, you'll find tutorials for it. You'll find creative maps to practice it. And then you can just add that to your warm-up routine. Another good thing for improvement is setting small goals. Like let's say hypothetically you want to set point goals in Arena. I personally don't really like doing that too much. It kind of gets me in my head too much. But it can also be like, oh, you want to learn just one new move throughout a whole day of practice in Arena. So recently I wanted to switch my mongrel edits from a wide open edit to just through a window. That's one example of a way you can improve in a session while also getting your normal Arena practice. Just adding new moves like that can really widen your skill set and help you learn new strategies that'll set you apart from other players in the game. And so if you want to start doing that, I have tons of fighting tutorials on my main channel, JivanTV. Just go to one of those fighting videos, find a new technique that you haven't applied to your own game, and then just make that entire day around learning that move in Arena while you're practicing, you're fighting, you're rotating, whatever it is. Just adding a little new fighting move to your game can be a good way to see small improvements each day. Another way you can improve on small goals each day is just watch one video about game sense or about cash cups, whatever it is. Pick one video that's going to improve your knowledge of the game for each day just to see that small improvement from watching that one video. Or it could be VOD reviewing a pro player like Benji Fishy and how he did really well in the solo cash cup recently. I'll do those VOD reviews like once or twice a week and it helps me out a lot. But it's really important that you try to improve some part of your game each day, whether it be game sense from VOD reviewing or watching tutorials or learning a new fighting move, because if you don't add those to your game, then a lot of times you'll be stuck in this brainless playing type of thing. And what I mean by that is you're just playing the game, not really working towards anything, not trying to improve. You don't want to be doing that. So just keep that in mind. Another thing to note is that if you're really feeling burnt out, you may want to be taking a break. Some people think that the harder they grind, the more success they'll see, but sometimes you overwork yourself and you need a break. Like I have people come to my Twitch chat saying, oh, Jivan, I'm so bored of playing this game. I'm not having fun in Arena. How can I change that? And I always tell them, I'm like, dude, if you're not having fun in the game, what are you doing? Like, take a break. And if you really miss it, then come back to it. Maybe you'll see more excitement in your gameplay. Maybe you'll start having fun again. You don't want to force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. That's just silly. Another thing, and this helped me out a ton recently, was stepping out of my comfort zone. You probably saw that in a few of my titles on YouTube recently, for Cash Cup specifically, but it works for Arena too. Just sometimes you gotta step out of your comfort zone, try out new things, new playstyles that make you feel uncomfortable, because if you never feel uncomfortable, then you're never gonna be pushing yourself. It's just like in sports, they say no pain, no gain. Same thing applies with Fortnite. I'll tell you what, this past week, I pushed myself out of my comfort zone so much. Someone came to my chat and said, you don't have the playstyle to be dropping 20 bombs simply because you don't take risks. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to drop a 20 bomb playing the way I am, but I definitely could drop a 20 bomb. So I said, screw it. I started hot dropping and pushing every single fight I saw, and within a day I dropped a 20 bomb, my first one ever in Champs Arena, and I got a lot better at fighting throughout that entire week, and it helped me pass just Arena. Like in the solo cash cup, I said, screw it, I'm not going to worry about my placement in this tourney at all, I'm only focusing on improving. And what I needed to improve was fighting in cash cups. I have no confidence with that. And so I died off rip my first 2 games, but the third game I almost dropped a 20 bomb. And that week I dropped my first 20 bomb ever in Champs Arena. A cash cup is way different. I was literally so close to dropping a 20 bomb there, and I would have never been even close to doing that if I hadn't stepped out of my comfort zone and said, let's do this. And I decided to keep keying after that game even though I was in the high elo lobbies, and I didn't do so hot, but I learned a lot from it. Now, going into the next cash cups, I'm going to keep trying to step out of my comfort zone and keep building that comfort in fighting in cash cups. And that's going to help me in the long run. Let's say solo F and CS comes around. I don't want to be scared to take fights the entire tourney. I want to be confident in every part of my game. So yeah, this season's all about improving, and I'm on the right track with stepping out of my comfort zone. So yeah, that's the story, but hopefully you learned a lesson from it. Sometimes we just have that mental blockage. We just need to get past that mental weakness of like being afraid to fight or just feeling like we're not good enough to do things. If you can get past that mental weakness, you'll see improvements. That's one of the biggest things that holds you back in Fortnite is just mental unconfidence. I'm telling you, it's hard to get past that, but if you start working towards it, keep stepping out of your comfort zone, maybe 1 month from now, maybe 6 months from now, you'll see an insane amount of improvement just like I did. Now we got a few more things I want to talk about before ending this video. First off, I want to recommend watching my unwashed vid on my main channel JivanTV. It's called How to Get Cracked in Fortnite Season 7 Fast, and in that video I go over a lot of different creative maps and a lot of techniques for practicing that helped me get out of my slump back in the day when I was really struggling to improve. That video is basically how I got past that. And then another thing I recommend big time is just staying up to date on my how to fight videos. And the reason is those videos are like the most helpful thing. I break down my game, I break down new moves that I'm practicing, trying to apply to my own game, and you can learn a lot of stuff from it and gain a lot of fighting sense. The fastest way to gain fighting sense is through those videos rather than just grinding fights in arena, simply because you can either learn from experience or you can learn from somebody else's experience, and learning from both is the fastest way to improve. And last thing I want to talk about is equipment. I know a lot of people out there, maybe you're playing on console, maybe you just can't afford to upgrade your PC, and I was there too back in the day. But I never let that get to me, I just did the best with what I had. I tried to improve as much as I can on the system that I was playing on. And I never really complained about, having high ping. I used to live in the Midwest when I was going to college playing on a PS4. So I was on high ping and a bad system. But I improved so much while playing on that, and then eventually, over time, I was able to save up enough money to buy a PC, and that's when I was able to actually start getting really good at the game, but I would have never been anywhere if I hadn't grinded as hard as I could on my PS4. I built a love for the game back then, learned as much as I could, got as good as I could on the system that I was playing on, and that way when I was finally able to upgrade, I was basically already ready to go. So just don't get demotivated because you're on a lower system. I get it, I was there at one point. Just keep up your grind, do your best, and I believe you will see improvements. Trust. Hopefully this video helped you out, or at least you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.